Hi class, today we're doing lesson 8.9. It's on mixed numbers. We're going to be working with numbers that are worth more than one. So your first word is mixed numbers. Okay, mixed numbers have a whole number and a fractional part. They're worth more than one whole. I'm going to change this to have. I'm sorry. That way we have subject-verb agreement. Have a whole number and a fractional part. Okay, what does this mean? So you have 1 and 1/2 sandwiches. You have more than one. Therefore, you've got 1 and a half of a sandwich. So it's greater than 1, but we've got a fractional part. And that number is written 1 and a half. All right. Remember, you can pause it if you need to. We're going to be practicing reading these numbers. So, how to read mixed numbers. So we've got the number 2 and a half. 2 and 1/3. And the way you say it is 2 and 1/3. Here's another example. 3 and 2/5. This is the way you say it. 3 and 2/5. Got fifth, and you got TH at the end. 3 and 2/5. So now you're starting to see what mixed numbers are. They've got a whole number, they've got a fraction. Here's some more examples, and this is how to pronounce them, or read them, or say them. Let's move on. Now we're going to look at how to write a mixed number from a shaded model. Okay, you can write that down, and actually it's a concept. Okay, here's an example of that. So we said we're talking about a whole number. That means I'm going to color the whole thing. This would equal 1 whole. And I only want 1/4 here. So this is 1. I only have 1 whole number. And the fraction is 1/4. Okay, and then you put it together and you get 1 and 1/4. So that's how we have a mixed number. Okay, these are the steps. You write the whole number, you count the fractional part of the next piece, and then you put it together and write the fraction. Okay, it's probably a good time to pause, go over your notes. I'm going to turn the page because we have a little more to study with this concept. A lot of writing there. Okay, here's our next concept, and it is a unit fraction. Put this in 3 parts. A unit fraction has a 1 in the numerator. So, for instance, if you've got 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3, these are called unit fractions. You have a 1 in the numerator. Here's the next thing we're going to study with unit fractions. Okay, what this means, write an equation to represent a mixed number as a sum of whole numbers and unit fractions is, for instance, we got 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Those are the whole numbers, plus 1/3 plus 1/3. And we want to know what we get total. Okay, well, you add up the whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you add up the fractional parts, you have 2 unit fractions, that's 2/3. And there you have a mixed number. So there were 2 ways to do this. We drew pictures, and we added unit fractions with whole numbers to get a mixed number. Okay, the steps here are write the whole number as sums of 1. That's this part. Second step to getting a mixed number when you have a combination of whole numbers and fractional parts is to write the fractions as unit fractions. Okay, let's end it with an example. You've got the number 3 2/6. So what you do is you write 1 plus 1 plus 1, and that's writing the whole number as a sum of 1. So we have the number 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's the sums of 1. Then we need to make 2/6, so that would be plus 1/6 plus 1/6. These are unit fractions. All right, so today's lesson was on mixed numbers. You have a whole number and a fractional part, like 1.5. This is how you read them, all spelled out. If you get a shaded model, you know you have 1, and in this case, you only have a fourth, 1.25. But there are 2 ways that you can add this. Sometimes you're going to have to break it up into unit fractions for the fractional part. And even when you have a whole number, you're going to be adding sums of 1. And there it is. 3 2/6 is 3, and 1/6 plus 1/6. 4 2/3 is 4, and 1/3 plus 1/3.